Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you how to make this bracelet. So we did the video on these beautiful Swarovski 14 millimeter Rivolis. And if you didn't see that, take a look at that video. Super simple to do, and showing you how to do it so that make sure that they don't come apart once you have it on a bracelet. So let's take a look at what I have so far, and then we'll attach this one in the same manner that I have this one here, and we'll put the end on the other side to attach the end of the bracelet. So let's take a look. Does this not look crazy? So there is a bit of, you can see these are not particularly straight. As I was going, I realized I needed to put the two ginkgo beads together and these true twos together, straight up and down, and then attach them. And yeah, you can see they're off. Anyway, I'm sure she's not going to care. So just to let you know, these are 24 karat gold plated ginkgo beads. The little beads here are the, let's get this nicely in focus. The little ones here are 24 karat gold plated true twos. They are like a fire polished, where they're faceted, but they're 2 millimeters, so they're like really little squat things. Let me show you one. Where's my needle? So this is what they look like. They are lovely. So there's those, and this is the ginkgo beads. So they have a really nice design on the front, and it's flat on the back. That is gorgeous. And then I used 3 millimeter bicones, and then just regular, I think those are, I guess I need to know what those are. Where's my, I think they're 15, yeah, they are 15 seed beads to attach them. So I'm going to need those. Let me get those. That's them there. And on this end here, I used demi rounds, 11 O's here, and then the 3 millimeter bicone, Swarovski bicone, and then the demi round ginkgo. And then this, I can't remember the name of this arch. This is a company that makes metal attachments and findings for your beads. It's a Greek name. Let me see, I might have the name on my container. When they have sales, like art beads and places like that, I buy a bunch, and like some of them I don't even use. So as you can see, I have a huge selection, but I wait till they have them on sale, and then just, let me see if I've written the name in here. Nope. I want to say Mikos, but that's not it either. Oh, it never fails. You forget the name of the company. Anyway, there's tons, and they have them they're great for the 2-hole beads and like things like this. You can put your beads on top of this and then attach it to your beadwork. So I'm sure I'll think of the name when I come. So that's these guys here, and did I get, yeah, I do have my other one here. So it has 2 holes on each. You can use whatever you want, but it definitely works for the ginkgo beads. The holes match up like that. So we'll put that there. So let's get started. I have my final Rivoli that's bezeled. I have thread on both sides. I did this intentionally. I would probably recommend that you, when you finish your beading, to end your threads and start a new thread. But I did go through a few times and put some knots and stuff so that when this pulls, it doesn't pull on the beadwork. So that's what I'm getting at. Okay, so I have it in the bead that I want. Let me see here. Yeah, so I have it coming out of a middle bead. Let me adjust the camera here. And tilt this a bit. There, so you can see my supplies. Okay, so I have it coming out of this middle bead here. So I'm gonna, and I intentionally put the other thread on the other side to attach the other stuff. So like I said, I like to place things where I want them and then decide how I'm going to go about putting them together. So I kind of wanted these guys to sit something like that with these little true twos in between them. Like that. So like I said, I didn't figure that out on these guys, but I think I'll do it on this one here. So let's start by adding a true two and then going up through this bead. And then I need my 15s. So you're going to put 4 15-0 beads there. Get this open here. Oh, we'll probably need a few of these. So pick up 4 15s. And you know what? There's so many ways you can. Do you know what? This isn't going to work. Let me just, let's go back. Because remember what I said about the true two, or them being lined up like this? If I have this coming out of the side here, it's going to angle my ginkgo again. So I got to think this through here. So let me think. Okay. I think we almost have to. I almost feel like we have to attach both of these first. Let me see if that works. Okay, so we're coming into that bead. Let's do that. Go through the other side of that bead after adding the second true two. Let me see if that does it. Something like that. And then go back through the two, and this way you're coming out of the true two and not the side of your bezel. There's the one side and the second side. And let's get these something like that. Okay. So then we're going to go up through the ginkgo and pick up 4 50-0s. So I'm kind of doing this upside down here. Something like that. And go down through the other hole. I'm going to bring my camera down a bit. Something like that. So then we pick up 2 true twos. and our other ginkgo bead. Like that. That's going to look so much better. So it's like, so it's kind of putting them together before we actually attach it. But the idea is to keep the shape straight up and down. Okay, so now I'm going to go through everything again. There, now you can pull everything tight. And see if I can adjust these evenly. Okay. Now I'm going to go through the 450 nose here, and then down through here, come down here, like that, and now we're going to put it onto this. Oh, I was wondering where that, I knew I had miscounted and I had an extra of those true twos. Let me just move this over here. Now we are going to attach it this way. So I'm doing it for the left-handed people. That's my excuse. Oh, so I'm just going to hold it this way so I can see where the midpoint is going to be. And I want a middle bead. So probably, actually here should do it. Let me just, I'm going to go through that one and then the next one to it. But I'm going to come around on, let's go through here. Through those true twos. Hopefully it doesn't distort them too much. So I can go back through. And then I'm going to pull it tight to place. There. And then we'll do the same on the other side, because you see only one true two is attached. Well, I guess they both are, but it loosened. So let's get this. Let's go up through here and then through this ginkgo. And then I'm going to go through the 450 nose. Through here. And this is the one we want to attach here. So let's attach right there. And I'm going to go through to the middle bead so that I can, there we go, nicely. I am tempted to take it all apart and redo it, but I'm sure Kath will be happy to get them in time. You know what, I'm going to go through again just to make sure it's nice and snug. And go through here. It's getting tight in these beads. There. So I'm using a size 12 needle. You don't have to, but because you're going through some teeny tiny beads, you probably want to do. Okay, so now I'm going to go around these guys again. I think I may have to put in another thread to attach the other part. Okay, let's go through these twos. So this video is not necessarily a tutorial because it's more of working through. If I did a whole bunch of these bracelets, then I could say, yeah, step one, do this. But yeah, I think I need another. You know what? I'm gonna, yeah, let's go through these and we will attach the bicones on the sides. Because right now it's, once we go through here again, go down through here, we'll make it a little tighter. And adding the bicones will make it tighter too. So now we're going to add 1 15, 1 bicone, and I've added 3 15s. And if you're not sure how much to add, just bring it down and sit it next to your beadwork and take a look. Okay, there it is. That's going to work. And let's see which bead to go through. I think this one here. Go through this one. Like that. Then, since we're doing just this section here, you will have to turn around in your beads. So let's find a turnaround spot. Through one of those and cross over to the next bead. Like this. This is getting hard for me to see, so I apologize. It's probably really super hard for you. No. Yeah, there we go. That. And then we'll come back through. I went too far here. Thought I did. And go through here. And through the 4. Let's go through these guys. And then we're going to do the other side here and move over to the bottom section. So you can you can see, oh, these Ginkgo beads, man, are going to drive me nuts. And maybe it's because I had too much tension on the beads here that it's pulling it over. But just move your beads and you can kind of move those guys over like that. Yeah, I maybe could have put another bead there. You can kind of see a bit of thread. Okay, let's pick up 1 15-0, a 3mm bicone, and then 3 15-0s. And then take a look. I'm trying to move over the initial 4 because they're quite tilted. Let me put this down, might be easier to work. Make sure that's in focus. So, let me see if I can get this in here. Found the middle bead. Get it through there. See if that's the right one. Get it in place. This does not look right. too low. This is super hard to do on camera. Like there's a camera in the way. Let me grab this here. Let me see if I can do this. I like to go through the next bead rather than turn and go through a bead in the opposite direction. But it seems to want to line up with that bead. Go back out, see what we've got here. Okay. See if I can get through this one, if this is the correct one. Yeah, it looks like I need another bead there. Oh yeah, I definitely do. This is, let me see. That should do it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, because this is a middle bead, I'm going to go to the next bead on the side of that bead, and it has two beads side by side, and I can cross over my thread, making a loop so that it will tighten this, and we can do the same on the bottom. Go through here, go through. There, pull tight. That. Now I need to get back out and went a little too far here. I went through the first 15 on the other side. Get that through. Now go down through. Come out. Through here. We're going to run out of thread. Oh yay. Okay, so go through. You could go through here, but then you'll have a gap. But you know what? Actually, that might work for us. Because when we come back around and go through, it will position the beads. Let's try it. This is a bit of cheating when I'm not doing videos. I'm showing you the proper way to do things. No, Emma, don't do it. Don't cheat. We don't like cheaters. So, let me see where this is going to sit. Let's try this bead here. I have to tell you, my wife has started to call the my beading office the squirrel den. I cracked up laughing when she said that. I'm like, oh yeah, what happened to my needle here? Oh, I think it went around the end of the bracelet. Do you guys have those days where nothing works? Oh. Okay, there. Yay! So you can see the gap. And you know what? Maybe my problem is I need more beads on here. So let's turn around. So again, let's go up through this one and then over. When you get to this point with your bracelet starts to hook on every little thing. So okay, let me go through, cross over and go through that, go through here. Go through the last one. Yeah, I think I needed a 5th bead there. So I think we will add it, and that way it won't tilt our ginkgo bead and leave space. So let's go 2 15-0s, a bicone, and 4 15-0s. Let's bring it down to see where it takes us. And right there. That. It's a little straighter than the others, but now that I've figured out what the problem is. Okay, so let's cross over here. And since we're running out of thread, I will reinforce this after. So let's go this way. I'm going through a few beads here, trying to. There. To secure this thread. So let's go down this way and over and across. So this is a good way to end your thread rather than putting a knot, as you basically you're doing a figure 8 through your beads. So you take this thread and you go to the one next to it, cross over to this middle bead, to this 3rd bead here, then cross over this one, and then come down and do that. Once you do that once or twice, this part here is not moving at all. I'm gonna just go through one more time. Be sure, like that, and then cross over through. And again, the size 12 needle helps because it bends. My fingers are getting locked. Getting old sucks. My birthday's coming up in a week. I'm feeling old. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Let's take a look at what this looks like on my wrist. Look at that. And actually, I think I put these guys out. These are 3 millimeter 24 karat gold fire polished, and I think this would look really nice in here. I don't know. I kind of like this dainty feel, but I almost feel like I need to do something more. No, I better leave it. Just leave it, Emma. Okay, so now we're going to do this. This should be easier than, I mean, this whole thing is really easy. It's just, it's one of those days. And I wanted to make sure I did this video before I sent it to Kath. I may end up doing a second one for myself, but yeah, I want to make sure it gets to her in time. Okay, so so for this one here, I found the midpoint, which is this bead here, and then I went one over, actually two over, if you look, went two over, because we have two 3mm bicones, so the ginkgos almost sit on an angle like this. So let's so if we just take your needle and find the midpoint. So I think I did place the thread. So there's 1, 2, 3. So that, and it's coming out of which one here? It's coming out of this one. So let's get we need 4 of these 3mm bicones. For those, and some of these, and then our ending. Oh, I have gold-plated super duos too. Again, like I said, these things you might think I'm showing off on what I have, but it's when Art Beads had sales, I was like all over it. Okay, so pick up a 11/0 demi round, a 3mm bicone, another demi round. So I could have gone one more over. So what we'll be doing is going through this side hole. So we're not starting from the total edge, which is probably simpler. So if you got your thread over there, that's great. But so now we go through this. I know I'm going to be kicking myself not knowing the name of this company. Like, what? How lovely is that? So on this part too, you can put some accent beads, like some 50 just to cover your thread. I didn't do it on this one. You can go through and do it after as well. You can barely see that. So I think I'm going to leave it. I like the way it is. Like that. Symbols. Oh, that's the name of the company. CYMBALS. Oh my god, I feel so old. You know, I get no love from Jen when I tell her. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're getting old. She's like, Emma, we are old. I'm like, shh. So this one will be a bit on an angle like this. So let me see. And actually the way I had it on the other side is I actually had it opposite the single bead. So you just kept going in a loop. But let me double check that. So yeah, there's only one single bead in between the two. So let's try that, see how it looks. Sometimes it looks good on one side and you go to do it on the other side and it looks like crap. So here's the problem is I'm coming out of this bead. So I need to go through this. So I'm going to have to turn my thread around. That's fine. I knew there was reason, but there you can see how it pulls together nicely. So let's go through this bead here and do the crossover. And then we'll be coming out of that middle bead. And we're going to tighten this because once we come through here, that's it. It's not gonna move. Okay. So now we're going to go through that middle bead. It's a little bit in the back. That middle bead, and then we're going to go up through the first ones we put on. So go through everything. Yeah, we're going to go through both and then come across. So you're better off to start at the outside edge and move in, because then you're not doubling up. That was a missed opportunity. Yeah, it's funny when you have those days where things are messing up and not going your way. It's your own, like, you're the one doing the extra work. Had I just moved my thread over one bead, I would have been fine. But I think when you're tired, you try to skip steps, and then you're like, okay, that was not faster. Okay. So let me see how many beads we separated. Yeah, only the one. Actually, it's two. So there's one and then two, because this one's coming out of that bead. Okay, so two. I'm coming out of one. Let's go to the two, the one next to it. There it is. There. Okay. Demi round, 3mm bicone, demi round. And ginkgo through my symbol attachment. Ugh. Now I'm being smart. Those were the kind of things when we were kids. If my mom would say something to us like that, you're being smart. Oh, that's 15. I need a demi round here. Demi round in a 3mm. So yeah, my mom would say, oh, you're being smart. Me and my sister Sylvia would be giggling, like, I thought she wants us to be smart. Now when we're smart, she's telling us we're being bad and we're being punished for being smart. I don't understand. We would wake up Saturday morning, and we knew we weren't allowed to get up until my mom said we could get up. So of course we're awake, right? And we're staying in our bedroom, and I'm just looking at this. It looks, let me see if I can come back through. I think I went through a bead too far here. Let's see my thread. Yeah, I think I need to be one over. And of course now it's hooked on the other thread. I think there we go. So this one is right there. Let's go through here. Yeah, so we'd be in our room Saturday morning, and of course we're awake. So we'd start playing games and doing stuff that's way too far over. And my mom would yell up the stairs. We were on the second floor. She'd yell, and she'd yell in French, "Will you guys shut up?" And we'd get real quiet. And then we'd start laughing and start getting loud again. And she'd yell up again to get us to shut up. And we'd like freeze in position, right? And get real quiet, and then we'd whisper to each other, and we're like giggling and laughing. We're like, they get mad at us because we're fighting and we don't get along. When we get along, they're telling us to shut up, we're making too much noise. And then we'd start laughing, and then my mom would yell again. She's like, poor thing. She was 9 kids, and she couldn't get like 2 hours sleep Saturday morning. There, so that's done. So let me let's get this thread nicely. I don't think which one, this one needs to be reinforced, so we'll reinforce it at the same time. So yeah, that was so funny. Then we were allowed to have friends over whenever we wanted, and we were in high school, and we'd have sleepovers, and of course it was mostly studying sleepovers, and then we'd get to playing Trivial Pursuit or something like that. And our girlfriend Lorelai, she had dated Keanu Reeves, and she was always like, "Oh, he's so cute." We thought he was a nerd, right? So anyway, she had all kinds of boyfriends, not when she was with him, like, and I'm thinking she like never had like 2 boyfriends at the same time kind of thing. But she always had boyfriends. She was really pretty, right? She always had boyfriends. We weren't allowed to date. So that would, that stood out to us. But so she was always like, it wasn't that she was bragging about the boyfriends. She was just like talking about, this and that about the boyfriends. And me and Sylvia were just rolling our eyes. So we're playing Trivia Pursuit, and Sylvia had fallen asleep, so she was laying in the bed, and we're sitting on the floor continuing to play. It's like 3 in the morning, and I started making up fake questions. So I made up a question, and I said, "How many boyfriends does it take Lorelai?" And we thought Sylvia was asleep. Or no, Lorelai says 2 or 3 or something like that. And then she's like, "No, wait a minute, let me think." And she starts like calculating and counting on her fingers. We're like, and then I think she came out with the number 4. It takes Lorelai 4 boyfriends. And all you hear is my sister Sylvia, we thought she was asleep. "No, there's not enough boyfriends for Lorelai." Something like that. And we were just like cracking up laughing. So I'm just going to go through these. So that piece that I only went through the once is now secure. And we will tie off this thread and add the clasp. Oh my gosh, it's almost done. I can't believe it. This is one of those bracelets that, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to do it, but because it's all new and I wanted something totally different, that it was really, it took me a bit of time. A lot of time was procrastination. That's my biggest issue. I think that's why I have so many projects on the go. I definitely like think about how can I improve myself, and one of those things is finishing jobs. So like finishing paintings or finishing bracelets. I have baskets of stuff that needs to be finished. I think at some point this summer I will go through them with you guys and pick one, and just want to make sure that thread was cut at the edge. Oh my gosh. Oh. This is amazing. So that's the edges. Oh, they turned out really nice. Okay, so let me open this up because I was hoping you guys could help me pick. I have a bunch of different clasps that I'd like to attach, but I haven't decided yet. So then we have, with this one, we have the extender chain. This has the heart. Let me check the length here. So this is for 7.5 bracelet. If you check the mandrel, this is an inch shorter than the 7.5. So what I noticed is it's usually about an inch off, and that's when you take a flat measurement and you put it in a circle, the inner circle gets smaller. Or I guess it's the outer circle gets bigger, so then you have less. So this is the 7.5 mark. Oh, that's 7.25. Okay, this is the 7.5. So we are definitely going to need, let me see, that one with some jump rings. So that one will work. This one, we'd have to add a few jump rings. Then we have this one here, like that, a jump ring there, and maybe an extender chain, and then the same with that. So let's take a look and see what we're gonna do here. So I kind of like this one for Kath because it will be really easy to put on. It has this flip part and a magnetic. So super easy, and it shouldn't come off. Like if you do that, it won't flip open. So it's really nice. And it kind of matches the color as well. This one here, I thought, oh, this was before I added the symbol finding. So this I find is a little too dainty for that size. So that one's out. This one's really good, but I find it's a little too plain for something like this, but that could work. And these are amazing. So these you squeeze here and this part comes out. That one's nice too. This one, I love these guys. The nice big, and it's got the, that would look lovely. But I think we're going to go with this one. So we just, and let me just say for this one here, this one's gold plated, but it's a little small for her fingers. It's small for all of our fingers, but I was going to put the gold plated extender chain that I got from BB Craft, but I found that this was a little plain, so I was going to just add one of these beautiful crystal hearts to it and leave the metal as well, so you'd have two of them. That would look kind of neat. But I think we're going to go with this one, so let's get some jump rings. And I have some gold-plated jump rings as well. So I don't know if these are, yeah, they are. Okay. So we're going to need, that one can go on that one. And then we're going to need a smaller one to attach because the orientation, this one is side to side, like flat. So you need something that loops around that. But I'm wondering, yeah, I feel like we need a smaller of that. So let's do one on each side. Yeah, just checking. And oops, I'm done. My hands are not working today. This is what I was looking for. These are Tierra cast gold plated oval links jump rings. So I like these here. So one of those and one for the other side. Thought you'd do it. Let's see if I can knock some more stuff over. I'm gonna need a nap after this. I can't find my, there it is. So, need some pliers. Let's put this one, the oval one, on first. Put that one there, like that. And I'm going to close that up. And then we'll open this one up. These are 18 gauge. I like the chunkier. They, one, they're gold plated, and two, they're a lot nicer. Beefier. And we're going to add it onto this one. Like that. Close this up. And this will add to the length. I could have added one more Rivoli, but I was worried that it was just going to make it too big at the end. So there's that one there. And let's flip to the side. I can't believe it's so pretty. This one open. And I'll put that on. Close it up. And let's get this one. Open. You know, it's funny, I was talking about the stuff we did when we were kids. I remember for my 16th birthday, I had a bunch of girls over for a sleepover, and one of them had a sister who was of age, so she bought us alcohol. And oh, look, I put it upside down because look, it's got this really nice. So let's flip that. Yeah, and so of course she brought, like, it was like a hockey bag or duffel bag, and like my parents didn't think anything of it. And then at one point there was a huge moth that got in our room and we were screaming, so my dad had to come up and kill it. And like, we're all drunk now, right? He didn't even notice. Probably furthest thing from his mind was us drinking. And he's laughing because of the moth freaking us out. There we go. This is done. So let's put these off to the side. Oh, this turned out amazing. So this is the one clasp. And so I had thought about doing the 4mm. Oh, this is amazing. So that's the clasp. So let's take a look at a strand of the 4mm fire polished gold plated. So I was thinking something like this. You know what? This actually does look amazing. That, I feel like this area here on each end of the symbols is missing something. But I do think the shininess of these fire polished are a little different than these gold seed beads. So I'll have to think about this. No, I think it looks good this way. So let me know in the comments what you think, if it looks better with or without the fire polished. God. Ta-da. Let's open this up. Oh, and here's the other thing for opening this. All you have to do is twist it a bit and it starts to lift. Oh, sorry. Twist it a bit so it starts to lift the magnet. And there we are with this lovely bracelet. Take care, everybody. See you in the next video. Bye.